Yo, what's up, everybody? Kicking it stateside back again. Like, subscribe, you know what to do. Lot to talk about today. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Let's go! This ain't the fuck like Austin Stinker, he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
Yo, what's up? Good evening, everyone. We are back, kicking it stateside. Brian Wheeler, Adam Modick. A lovely, cold January night here in the Northeast, in New Jersey and Philly, respectively. Again, before we start, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Lots to talk about, of course, in the world of soccer. There's no sleep ever. We got some good midweek stuff, though. We got some cup games going on currently in pretty much every country going down. We got the Chelsea Spurs game about to wrap up here shortly.
Thank you, by the way. Thank you.
Yes, it's always hence my name today. Spurs are trash. That just goes without saying.
We'll see you soon. We will see you soon.
Yes, hopefully. Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Obviously,
We'll
that's
talk about that bullshit.
big topic, and I'm sure all the Liverpool fans are going to be chiming in about that. It's one of those things, and it's going to be part of our poll question, and it's probably going to, piss a lot of people off. But that's okay.
Fine.
That's what we're here to do, and
Yeah.
it's agree to disagree. We're allowed to discuss what we want on this show because it is ours.
And it's not just an Arsenal thing. There's actually a lot of chatter from a lot of different clubs around the league that have the same feelings we do. So it's not strictly an Arsenal being bitter against Liverpool thing. I think there's a lot of clubs that agree that they may have whatever. But we will discuss it. That's why we're here.
Bingo. Yeah, it's always something, and whether, of course, Liverpool fans are going to disagree with everything that's being said, and, it's rightfully, so that it was, the game was postponed and blah, 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 but, it's a talking point. I mean, again, obviously, the poll question today, leading into that, perfect segue. Do you think Liverpool are being protected by the English Football League? No. I'm just going to say I don't think they are.
I think
it's one of those things. If it's stated in terms, and it's the law of what it says, if they test the whole thing, basically in a nutshell, was that I guess there were some false positives. Jurgen Klopp came out and said, after complaining about that they should have their games postponed, last week's cup tie with Arsenal got postponed for tomorrow. And basically, Jurgen Klopp came out and said there was a lot of false positives after the fact, and the only actual positive test was Alexander-Arnold was the only one that actually tested positive.
Yeah, all those other guys were able to go to Africa and play in the African Cup of Nations. The other guys some of them were cleared and able to play in this week's other games that went on, these FA Cup games that went on. So basically what happened was, by this happening, you guys are wrapping up right now. You're in the final minutes here. Chelsea's going to go on to win. Just real quick, anyway, breaking news. Real Madrid did win 3-2 in extra time. That just ended. And Chelsea's about to win. So Chelsea's going to advance before we even play one of our two games. And now the first leg is moved to Anfield, where it was at Emirates and now the second leg is at Emirates, which could be an advantage, could be a disadvantage. It depends on how you want to look at it. But either way, it was a disruption. I feel it was an unnecessary disruption. These teams are super deep. That's why we have the programs that we do. They rave about, the academies and things that they have. Maybe that's Liverpool's problem. Maybe they're not as deep as they think they are. I don't know. But they didn't seem real eager to play these games like everybody else had to play games. They got some preferential treatment, I believe, by the league, and I think it's because they have that Liverpool badge. I'm not saying that Arsenal wouldn't have, and I'm not saying that Chelsea and a few other big clubs wouldn't have either, but I am saying maybe a Norwich or some of these other clubs might have been told to deal with it and just play like we've seen in the past.
Yeah, it's sorry, there's sirens going off, of course. City
Hey,
life, you know.
Philly, that's
happens a lot. But yes, yeah, I agree to what you just said. Actually, make a good point. Like, say if this was like Norwich complaining about, please postpone the game because we have all these COVID tests. Do you really think that, they would they be looking into it a little bit more? You know what I'm saying? And we've talked about this since the show started. Like, money can talk.
of course.
And if there's any, thought that, slide a little something to the EFL to be like, look, there's no need to look into this at all. Not saying that actually happened, but
yeah, they want their ratings up. They want some of the better players on the pitch for this.
I get that too.
This
yeah.
matchup of,
But these league cups you see all the time rotated sides.
Right.
And granted, it is a semifinal.
We just had to rotate our whole side in the FA Cup and we lost. So,
Right.
It is what it is. And yeah, my name today is blessing in disguise because I'm going to take that and I'm going to do just like the Liverpool fans would do once they're eliminated from the FA Cup and say how unimportant of a tournament it is. First of all, Arsenal holds the most FA Cups, so that's fine. Second of all, it's like right now for what we have going on and what we need to accomplish, that's a tournament that's not necessary. Even this Carabao Cup isn't necessary. I'd love to stick it to Liverpool and take this and get to the finals and now play Chelsea, who has, it looks like, officially advanced. This stoppage time is ridiculous. It's up to 7 minutes, but I don't think Tottenham's pulling out 3 in stoppage time here. So we can officially say Chelsea do advance to the Carabao Cup final. To face the winner of the Liverpool-Arsenal matchup. So that will be tomorrow. We will see. We'll see if it's all worth the hype of the pushback and all that. I just hope that, with the shit talk and everything, that they stand their ground. After a bad loss to Nottingham Forest, it's time to really step up. We'll have some starters back and be ready to go.
Yeah,
in Anfield.
It's I wasn't able to find my Nottingham Forest jersey. I think I left it at my parents' house one time, and it's still hanging out there. So I decided
another blessing in disguise. See,
what? Maybe the once I gave that heartfelt apology to all the Nottingham fans out there, maybe
there has been a little turnaround. There's been a little turnaround.
Look at. I'm sure Dan would appreciate this. Canadian Richie Larea just got signed by Nottingham Forest.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just quick hi. What's up, Danny, Eddie, other Eddie, Big Willie. What up, brother? Pete. What's going on? Everybody. Ritter, obviously. Thank you, brother, for everything. Giants Crumb. Hey, Giants got good news for once. They actually off to everybody. Thank God. Two top 10 picks. We'll take it. But
yeah, Eddie. I mean, everybody's going. I think that's the other argument, that everybody's going through this. Everybody has probably gone through some sort of outbreak where they're going to be down guys, and it's going to happen. Like it's just that time. But the other part is that some of your big dogs are not with you, which are in the African Cup of Nations going on currently. Speaking of that, did you see, I know this was a sidebar here. Did you see in I think it was Tunisia and Mali?
Oh, in the Mali game. Yeah. A ref did that to me when I was coaching the New Jersey in the New Jersey Men's League in the B League, a ref actually did that, and there was nothing I could do about it because there was one ref and there was no like actual witnesses there, and my game got called early. But yes,
I couldn't believe that. Like, I could see it happening. Like, I was reading the comments on Twitter, like, people giving examples of when they reffed like a U9 or U12 game where they forgot to start the clock at the beginning of the second half and they ended the game like 5 minutes early.
Yeah.
But this is a professional match. Like, the guy stopped. So the ref in the Tunisia-Mali game in the African Cup of Nations, the guy stops the game with about 85 minutes into the match and still 5 minutes of regular. Like,
plus stoppage time, yeah. Right. So you're minimum 5 minutes left in the game,
and then he stops it again. Like, he stopped it twice before the official whistle should have been blown.
Yeah, and they kept
like chaos after the match.
Both teams' watches were like, "What the hell is going on?"
I don't understand how that happens as a professional.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. Probably some kind of attempted collusion, or
I was gonna say that's some serious sketchy shit with some.
We talk about this. We talk at the casual fan, like the guys that jump on, and like some of the A2D fam that aren't big soccer fans yet.
So
like
weird.
When you get into these international games and you get into these countries where especially some of the South American countries, definitely some of the African countries, there's some major money and there's some major collusion going on sometimes and some under the table deals. We saw it with the Suriname dude and like the 60-year-old dude getting onto the pitch and playing. They just it's a little different down there sometimes, and it gets a little wild. So just another talking point that always gives us something crazy to discuss in this game.
I couldn't even believe that happened. I could understand maybe like one time, maybe the 90th minute, he forgets to like put stoppage time on or something.
Yeah, or blow it, or like put in 4 minutes and blow it after a minute of stoppage time. But
right, but
to blow it
and once at 85 minutes, like
yeah,
I don't know, man. That deserves some investigation of some sort. I don't know.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of things in this game that deserve some kind of investigation, but a lot of it goes overlooked, unfortunately.
Unreal.
And then they usually press the stupid shit is what happens.
Of course.
But
yes, so officially Chelsea did win 1-0. So,
yeah, finally, after like the 11th minute of stoppage time.
Yeah, somebody must have got hurt or some nonsense went down. So Chelsea advanced to the League Cup final. They will wait, obviously, like we said in the beginning of the show, the winner of the Arsenal Liverpool 2-leg game. First leg is tomorrow between the two. We did have one Prem game today. West Ham did beat Norwich, so not shocking at all, right? That result, 2-0. Jared Bowen with a brace for the Hammers. And it just continues to seem like, Norwich is going to do this dance where they're up for 1 year and then they went back down. Then they're up, they're back down. Like,
yeah, they're in bad shape, man. And it's unfortunate that Josh Sargent, we were happy that he came to the Premier League, but to end up on a team like that, and it's just they seem to have no direction at this point, and they're definitely on a one-way ticket back down to the championship.
Just same old stuff with them. Just can't put the ball in the net. You can't defend and you can't put the ball in the net. That's a recipe for a disaster and pretty much a one-way ticket, like you said, back down to the championship. But again, in the case of Josh Sargent, that might be good for him. Maybe he gets some more minutes, gets some more experience, maybe gets that, confidence going forward. Because his kind of, taking our turn, speaking of like we did last week with the U.S. national team, like that man the number 9 spot is up for grabs, and he has not taken the reins when he's got the opportunity.
Yeah,
and he's losing big time, steam, and you've seen these other guys playing way better
He's got it. Yeah, I mean, he's fallen out of favor.
He needs a little bit a confidence boost, and maybe going down to the championship with Norwich wouldn't be such a bad idea, and crazy thing.
Yeah, Eddie, you nailed it. They do. They seem to, every time they go back down, then they dominate that league. But then they come up here and they just can't seem to put it together because they don't come up here and add. They never seem to add a piece when they come up, especially defensively. They keep running with Tim Krul. Like, how long? They had a chance at Aaron Ramsdale. They were linked, remember, like way back when they first came back up and Aaron Ramsdale was with Sheffield, and they were like, there was some talks that, they might be in the market for him, might be moving on to it, and they didn't make the move. And obviously would see how it's paid off so far for Arsenal, and they're just in the same spot. They're still running Tim Krul out there. So until they start really taking it seriously once they get up here, which I don't think they ever do, like you say, they get up here, they're happy, they get that money grab, and they don't get hurt by going back down. They go back down, they become the best team in the league, so they're still getting the attendance, they're still getting all that, and then they work their way back up and they get that money grab, and then they just fall. It's a vicious cycle, but
that's because like the Timo Pukkis of the world are becoming the like Charlie Austins and these guys that they had great success at one point, but they're just championship players. You got to call a spade, and I think Timo Pukki, he'll kill it. He kill in the championship.
I think Cantwell still has a chance.
They should have sold him like 2 times ago.
They should have, but he's still young enough. I think he still has an opportunity.
They should have struck.
They sold Bendia. They did sell Bendia. They sold.
He stinks, though. I can't. Yeah,
he has not been done well for Villa so far. So,
not at all.
Real quick, just again, everybody, thanks for joining us, Greggy, Joey.
Big Joey, thanks.
We did not shout out our sponsor. Shame on us. Kicking It Stateside is brought to you by Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy. 2 locations, Burlington, Cherry Hill. It's right underneath me. So it's my job to make sure that it gets done. So make them yours. They are our doctors. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Super easy. If you need to go back to the online stuff, they'll do that, whatever. If you need to go to the office, take care of yourself. And as well with that, Greggy says he agrees to the poll. And our poll sponsor, many of us, our families have mental health and addiction issues. We are happy to support the counseling center in Sunrise Detox Center. If you need mental health therapy or addiction detox, call 856-651-8117. Tell them Tom sent you. A2D, Kicking It Stateside. Right now is a big time. Everybody make sure they get themselves right. So,
yeah, everyone's trying to get through this damn thing, and you mix in that with your seasonal depression and whatnot. And
I'm actually drinking some organic detox herbal tea right now.
There you go.
And a little bit of water as I finish that off. Earlier. So, yeah.
A little calming mushroom.
Ooh, nice.
Mixture, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Been back in the gym, trying to get right.
Hey.
Got a big birthday coming up in 10 days, so keep that on the down low.
For sure.
Speaking of soccer and speaking of American soccer, back to where we were, there is still another final going on, the Italian Supercopa, and shame on me again. I got a lot going on right now, like we all do, so I left that out when we were talking about the show today. But that is another cup going on. There's just cups all over the place going on. And that's the final. It is 1-1 right now between Juventus and Milan, Inter Milan. It's in the 93rd minute, so it's looking like we're going extra time unless something happens here in the last minute. And Juventus' goal was scored by America's own Weston McKennie.
None other than.
Yes, so that is good to see him getting back on the tally sheet.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good ass player, man. I don't, the fact that if he's never not included in that team, it would always be shocking to me because he deserves it. He's a good, holding midfielder. I know he plays more of an attacking role, like at the club level.
He's one of our best 11 footballers in our country.
Right, and
right
he deserves it to be
He should
on
play,
the pitch
yes.
with Juve. They should have a sheet out every game. He should definitely be on it. I mean,
it's not even a question anymore. I saw somebody put that out the other day. They're like, Weston McKennie's starting consistently at Juventus. I'm like, I feel like he has been. Like, I feel like he's. This has been now at least for a good solid year. Like he's well earned it. He's well deserved it. Just like Dest has pretty much deserved most of his time when he's fit at Barca.
Right. I mean, looking at the way Juve lines up, I mean, they play a 4-4, like kind of that false 9 with like Morata up by himself, and they have McKennie like playing almost like a left wing spot.
Yeah, they make him he kind of wanders. When you watch the games, they kind of give him the freedom. He sinks in as those guys up top, the Cam in the middle, and the other guys kind of wander out. But he's one of their best players. With Ronaldo not on that team right now, he is one of the best players they have, and he's one of the best players we have. And we should be thankful that we have a player that's as talented as him. I think he cares a lot about the game. He seems to. You can see the passion when he plays. So I think I'm just glad all that other stuff's behind us. He got his opportunity. He came back. He played well for the team when he came back. And it's nice to see him.
Juve's definitely going to need the offense as well because, Morata, he'll do what he does, usual, 6 offsides a game type stuff from him. And with Chiesa going down with a big ACL injury, that's a huge loss for them. And, the Italian national team going forward, he was like the bright spot and like, the newcomer of the tournament, Chiesa, for Italy last year. And him probably going to miss the World Cup, I would assume.
Yeah.
I would doubt he would be fit by November, maybe.
No, there was some talks that it probably was not going to happen.
I believe they have a qualifying though to even get in the World Cup, correct?
Yeah, I think
Are they on that playoff line?
They're still not in officially yet. They're definitely they're still playing their way in. So they might be missing him big time. That's gonna hurt. He was playing really well for them. Morata looks like he's out of this game. Your boy Moises Keane's in the game for him. Subbed in
for
a
guy that just tends to float around to wherever is needed, right?
He seems to have success at Juventus a little bit. We'll see if he can come up with something big here late in the game. But
didn't he go to PSG and play really well after his Everton spell that failed?
I think it was PSG. Yeah. Just Alexis Sanchez is in the game for Inter as well right now. So. Talk about
Inter has always the interesting lineup of guys that were good and were supposed to be good.
Yeah, like that. Or Arturo Vidal's in the game. Perisic's in the game.
Yep.
Denzel Dumfries is in the game. Alexis Sanchez. Yeah, Dzeko's out already. Who went in? Correa, Joaquin Correa for Dzeko. But yeah, same old.
Hakan Kinoglu, who's the Leverkusen man who is supposed to be one of the best, the Turkish Messi, apparently, and that,
They'll probably have Lukaku back by next summer after the Premier League season concludes.
That's a mystery as well. I mean, we talked about that last week, that Lukaku issue, and it's just like...
He's playing, though. I mean, I've been watching your guys' games. You guys have been on a lot. He's been in every game since he's come back from that problem, and he's played pretty well. He's had a couple times where he looked a little. He wasn't able to finish a couple.
The ball in the net.
Who scored for you today?
I didn't
even see Rudiger. That was right.
Yeah. Lord Walker's favorite player.
Antoine Rudiger. Yeah. I am surprised Lord Walker.
He's a dirty player.
Lord Walker hasn't chimed in yet. He's probably mad at me because with the game coming up and me slandering his club, but it's not really slander. I mean, I understand. Yes, there's rules in place and there's things in place, but when it really comes down to it, I feel like if they could have played these games. They would have been undermanned. I get it. They would have been undermanned. But so would we have. We wouldn't have been full manned at that time either. So but I'm okay with it. We're both back to full strength. I'd rather play them at full strength. I want this Arsenal team, this group of young guys that are coming together and building their way back up. Like Dan said, investigate them, how'd they get back up to the top 5, because they finally started to play as a team. They finally started to, do what we asked them to do. They got healthy. They got a defense that's playing well. They got a goalkeeper that's playing phenomenal. So I want to. That's what I care most about. I like that climate. I want to see them now put competitive games like that City game where they lost 2-1 and playing on a red card for almost 30 minutes and only losing 2-1. I want to see competition. That is the number one goal out of this next 2 games. Bam!
My lighting. Sun's going down. Natural
that's
light. Not so much.
That's called shedding a light on a subject.
It is kind of. That was, again, very good segue, and I did not mean to do that, I promise.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We're just shedding the light on Arsenal's season of a tremendous turnaround. But again,
hey,
that was
there's a lot of season left, man. No, I'm definitely not
It wasn't early. It just wasn't a good start for them. I mean, it happens to teams.
No, I look at the table now and I'm like, man, too bad we couldn't have had a halfway decent start. So we did drop down to 5 at the moment with West Ham winning that game today. So Arsenal sits in 5th with the game in hand on them. So it's a big game this weekend as well against Spurs for them.
Absolutely. Well, no wonder. Yeah, Eddie, it's what did I say last week? Newcastle is going to need a lot more than Kieran Trippier to start being competitive, and they lose to Cambridge United.
Yeah, I guess he'd start. I guess he was available. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be a process. Anybody who expects anything different, they're going to still be the same old Newcastle for a little while. It was good to see Kieran Trippier though come back to England. He has been one of the better right backs for the England national team. I feel like he should be playing in England, so it's good to see. He had a nice run at Atletico. He helped them win some big games there, but
it was always going to be just a matter of time before he made his way back.
Yeah, and congratulations to a team like Cambridge. And there's some other teams that we were talking about, that you brought up, that are getting opportunities. People don't understand how big this tournament actually is for some of these teams.
Yeah. Who was it? The FA Cup. A super small club is hosting West Ham, right?
Yeah.
I forget who it was, but yeah, it was like a
5th
Oh yeah, Kidderminster.
Kidderminster, right?
Kidderminster is hosting West Ham in the next round of the FA Cup, and I believe Kidderminster, I looked it up, it's like a 3,500 seat stadium for God's sakes,
Yeah, there. Thank you, Eddie.
Yes,
Kidderminster.
Yes. But that's the magic of the cup. That's the beauty of some of these, tournaments per se, that you could get everybody's in the pool. Every team from, all tiers, they start out, in the beginning of summer, fighting off each other, and if they get past that and they get past to the next level, you're playing like the big boys, and you got a chance. Some somehow actually do really well.
Yeah, and they come into your home. Adam,
oh shit! My man,
that's
Terrence.
Awesome.
What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
Long time. Yeah, I worked for Terrence probably for a year before the pandemic hit. It's a good dude.
Nice.
He's up. He had me working kind of up by you in your neck of the woods there.
Oh yeah. I remember when you were doing that.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yes, sir. 79 spots. Yep.
Little Reading, who they beat. It's crazy. It's a beautiful game, man. Anybody at any day, I know in American football they say any given Sunday. I guess in our sport it could be any given day because we play every day. There's not a day you can't turn it on and somebody's not playing somewhere. And the upsets can happen. You never count anybody out. I never counted. It was like I would never count out Nottingham Forest going into that game. I knew that was going to be a little bit more competitive game than people thought. You get a tough draw when you got to go on the road to a club like that. It's not easy. I mean, even Liverpool saw it with Shrewsbury Town. I mean, they came out and Udo comes out and puts the first goal in there after Liverpool had to go through a replay with him last year and end up playing a second game with him in order to get past them. So anybody can beat anybody. You need a few lucky bounces, maybe a few ref calls. The unfortunate thing sometimes in these too is not to sound like fucking Twillman, but there's only VAR if the Premier League team is the home team. Nobody else outside of the Premier League clubs, if they're the home team, is their VAR for their games. Which I do think then it should be all or nothing. I don't think then you can only have it in those games, or they got to find a way to get it into those other games. I know some of these stadiums, like you said, look at Kidderminster, 3,600 person stadium. We've been in even some of these college facilities where they're not set up or wired properly for stuff like that. So I don't know how they can legitimately allow it in the same tournament that depending on where the venue is, they either have it or don't have it. I feel like they should just either have it completely or not have it at all.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's just, and again, it's hard. Some of those stadiums are old, small stadiums that you would never expect to host like such a huge event like that, where you could have 3,600 West Ham fans alone travel to the game that could fill up the whole stadium, let alone 36 total between like your fans and then the traveling West Ham supporters. Like, it's just it's fun in the way that this team, Kidderminster, and the fans will never forget that year that they hosted like an FA Cup game against like a Premier League team. But at the same time, like looking at like the cameras and just like the backstage stuff.
That's going to be a game definitely worth watching when that game's on. It'll be on ESPN Plus most likely. You'll be able to see it. But yeah, that's a good point. If everybody, you get a chance to tune into that one, you'll see like the shoddy camera work. It'll look like I'm up there running the camera at Penn. I'm
sure you probably do a better job than whoever.
Maybe sometimes I watch some of these ESPN Plus games and not for nothing, but it's getting so deep with these announcers and the camera work. I'm like, I don't know, man. It's a lot of politics to get up there sometimes, but we could, you and I both know a lot of us could do a better. And most of the guys on A2D could do better jobs than some of these guys out there. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's no question. I mean, remember, I think it was right when the pandemic. I think right when we came back. Remember, you could buy a ticket to like Spurs versus like another like 6th-tier team. Like you could buy a ticket online. It was when they didn't have fans obviously in the seats, but to like recoup all that money that they would have had for that game, you like anybody from around the world could just like, it's basically a donation, but you still got like a printed ticket to like the match.
Yeah,
it was like $10 or something like that. And I remember that I was like, why not? I'll say that I got a ticket to that FA Cup game.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Could you
Seeing them
imagine
come.
that West Ham, used
How
to
many?
their brand new, beautiful London stadium and then going to Kidderminster where it's like a locker room of like a high school?
Well, I mean, you got to figure some of these guys where they've come from. They've been in a lot of these stadiums,
Yeah.
especially some of these West Ham guys. And
You never know. Maybe not.
yeah, I don't know. I think like Kufal and then some of them in some of the countries where they from Serbia and stuff like that. They played in some interesting.
Yeah, the Czech Republic.
Yeah, in Czech, and they played in some interesting venues in their lifetime. But it should definitely be an interesting.
Hello.
Victoria, hello. Chucks, what's up, brother? How are you? Yeah, but my question is, I wonder, did you see anything? Did they have a release on like how many West Ham fans are they going to sell like a supporter to or anything? Because, I mean, they gotta give them some kind of section. That's like soccer etiquette.
Usually, is it 10 or 20% of the stadium capacity you have to give to the away team, I believe is the rule. Normally.
Maybe 10, yeah. 10 sounds like probably what would be in line.
I'm pretty sure that's the rule. Yeah. There's a certain percentage of, how much the capacity is. You have to have that open for away.
So about 350 West Ham fans are going to...
you get probably a good 300 some West Ham fans making the travel to Kidderminster. I'm not sure exactly...
You didn't pull your map out and map that one out across the...
Kidderminster
across the UK?
Harriers FC. That's amazing.
See the travel time from West Ham to Kidderminster?
Pulling it up now. It shouldn't be that far. It's probably like an hour and a half train ride.
Oh, nice.
Maybe not even. Maybe like an hour.
Notice Adam went super European on you guys and went with train ride because that's generally how most people would travel.
Yeah, it's just the easiest way to get around, and their rail system like shits on ours over here.
Yeah, so you know what's only else is an hour ride is all campus. So get your butts out there and head on out to all campus. Go to the A2D ramp booth. Get 20% off everything in the store, including hats, shirts,
what's up, Daily,
and team cornhole sets. So,
yes, it's Kidderminster is looks about 10-15 minutes outside of Birmingham.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got a recent friend on Facebook from Bournemouth, and I apologize that their football club sucked. But then that was right as Arsenal was losing that game to Nottingham, so I didn't really have much to say. And I think Bournemouth did win their FA Cup game, so.
I love just coming in just hot like that.
Yeah. And Bournemouth is actually playing really well right now in the championship. So, but.
Oh, send it, yeah.
What did Liverpool pull now? Well, again, there was rules in place. There's a lot of new rules in place with COVID, but the long-term short was they begged to get their games pushed back. They begged the FA and the EFL to push their games back in the Carabao Cup because they didn't have enough guys because of COVID and this, that, and the other thing. And long story short is only one of them actually tested positive. The rest were a bunch of false positives. They could have cleaned it up. They could have been able to get their asses in gear and played the game. So Chelsea wouldn't be sitting here qualified for the final, and now we still got to play 2 games, which actually condensed the schedule even more. Thank you very much, Jurgen Klopp, because now we got to pile you, then we got to play Spurs, and we got to play them again so we can get these 2 games done so Chelsea does have somebody to play, and then we can get this tournament over with. Exactly. So, again, that's why I went with the blessing in disguise with the FA Cup loss, because right now we're trying to stay afloat and trying to hold on to a top 4 spot and get back into European football and get back in the Champions League. Arsenal needs as much availability and health as they can. So I'm okay with kind of gearing more towards that right now. That's one less tournament we got to play. Let's see how these 2 games go. I'm not going to take them overly seriously, but if we can make Liverpool look foolish, that would be nice as well. So,
I mean, I'm saying if you're Jurgen Klopp and the game was already postponed, why just keep that to yourself? Don't even say that they were false positives, because now you're just drawing attention to yourself, I feel like.
yeah,
Just,
I guess
already
somehow
been done. Just
yeah.
let it go. Like, why even bring that up then? Just be like, yeah, we've, got a lot of, issues with COVID, blah, blah, blah.
Because he wanted to make sure that they were cleared, and now they're going to be able to play for these games
so they
coming up.
Wouldn't have like an investigation being like, well, how many of the players actually tested positive for COVID?
Yeah, he doesn't want them digging
trying to get out in front of it. I get it.
Yeah. He's not a dummy, man. I give the guy credit. I have no disdain for him for the most part. He is a little whiny sometimes.
Smart boy.
As people have been saying this week, Liverpool has become the new Man United. So it's okay.
True.
It's all right.
Well, Man United, or I don't even know.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, so this is a tough stretch. We got to play tomorrow, 2:45 at Anfield. And then we go on the road to Spurs on Sunday. And then we play again Thursday at home against Liverpool. And then we finally get Burnley, so in a Premier League matchup. So that'll be nice.
That's what we like.
Yeah.
I know. I haven't even there's been so many different fixtures, and the Prem hasn't really been, the COVID.
I know
thing.
we're in those weird weeks where some teams play twice, one team plays once. It sucks for fantasy if you're going against a guy who has a bunch of players that all play twice this week and all your guys just play once. There's really nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, the West Ham guys are all doubled up.
Yeah. There's a few guys. The Chelsea guys are doubled up this week too.
Yeah, you know what? I don't feel that bad. That the United are, not the United of old.
I don't feel bad at all.
They seem to just can't get it right. Once Sir Alex left, they have been hiring these yo-yos that I never been a fan. Mourinho is probably the only one that actually is competent of some sort. Louis van Gaal, what? No, get out of here.
Yeah. So anybody who does want any Prem action for the weekend, there is Prem action. There's some pretty good Prem action too. Friday, January 14th, we have Brighton and Crystal. Whatever, it's a Friday game, so it gives you something to do in the afternoon. Saturday, breakfast game, huge. City, Chelsea. City at home, so that's a big one. Everybody wants to crown City already with this much time left. They win this one, maybe you do start crowning them. I wasn't ready to yet, but need Chelsea to kind of handle them in order not to crown them champions at this point.
Yeah, if City win that one, you're starting to get real bleak very quickly.
Yeah, it's they'll just be pulling away. You got Burnley, Leicester, Newcastle, Watford, Norwich, Everton, Wolves, Southampton, and Villa and United. And then on Sunday is Liverpool, Brentford, West Ham, Leeds, and North London Derby.
Nice.
Arsenal and Spurs to round out the weekend. And then Tuesday again, which is still technically part of this week somehow, you have Burnley, Watford, and Brighton, Chelsea. So
it's just kind of chaotic. There's all these cancellations, always postponements, and now it's
we can play this, but we can't play that, and we can do this, but we can't do that.
It's what? It's what Prem week are we into? It's like, oh, this is the same week. Wednesday to the following Tuesday. Okay, sure. Whatever you say. Whatever you got to do, man.
Eddie said,
No.
No, it has not happened yet.
I know. It's so sad as a Dortmund fan to just see that just the domination and just the lack of wanting to win. Just selling off the players that have got you to the success that you're in.
Hey, you guys had a big comeback, though, the other day.
Yeah. I mean, Jude Bellingham is going to be a goddamn superstar at some point in his career.
Yeah, he really is. He's
I think he'll do what Jadon Sancho was supposed to do.
Lord Walker. I know. He's going on. I got to give him some good head.
He came with the facts.
Yeah, but that's, again, one, there's a couple arguments to this. One, how just stupid the rules are, number one. And the fact that they were false positives and how stupid the ruling are under false positives. But regardless, should have played the game. Just play the game. You got depth, right?
Supposedly.
We've all been there. You could have played
I understand the rule that is in place, but again,
you didn't have to. And again, you didn't have to let your best players go play in the Cup of Nations. You didn't have to do that. You opted to do that, and that's the right thing to do. I get it.
He respects Mane and Salah too much.
So did we, though. I mean, Thomas Partey's been huge for us, and we would have been without him. He went and played.
Is he Nigerian?
Ghana. He's from Ghana.
Oh, Ghana.
Ghanaian. So he's been playing well. Thank you very much. He's maybe not the best six in the world, but he's healthy, and he's been a big reason why this team has turned around. So
it's an exciting little tournament. I never really paid much attention to like the African Cup of Nations, but it seems like it's.
I've been plugging it now. Come on, see, I'm telling you, I've been plugging it. There's a lot of drama.
I respect it. Oh my
God, a
God,
lot of drama.
You think CONCACAF is drama with some of those matches, but
yeah,
not seen much yet. I mean, it's just those countries, they don't get to see some of these guys. The big stars play because they all, go to these big leagues around the world. Once they leave, they're not coming back that much. I mean, I think it was Mahrez, and there's like a group of, school children like going nuts. Mahrez walking around.
I mean, Algeria is just on a tear right now. They're running through. They just won what did they win? They won some big cup, big tournament of recently over there, and they've been on some kind of crazy win streak. I think it was like a 21 game straight win streak, but they've been super hot. I want to see. I think they actually played yesterday. AFCON. Where's the AFCON? I love my AFCON.
I had a degenerate bet on.
Are you betting AFCON?
Yeah, I've gone down that path.
Yes.
Well, it's like the small little nation of, I think it's Comoros Island. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but they played Gabon yesterday, and I just had a little hunch that Comoros maybe would tie, low scoring, but the Gabonese guy had absolute stunner of a goal to get a 1-0 win. So
nice.
Yeah. The Aubameyang list Gabon.
Yeah, not available. They tried to get him available, but I guess he wasn't available. So, and thank you. See, everybody, this is why we have you guys. This is why we love this show.
Thank you. Send it
because we can't possibly keep up with every little bit of it. Danny, they won the Arab Cup. That is what they just won. And they did draw yesterday, and I guess that's why Eddie was hitting us with that Sierra Leone early in the show because they played to a big draw against Algeria. That was big for them. And Nigeria won yesterday, 1-0 in Iacho. So
Kelechi.
today was the Mali Tunisia game. That was
The debacle.
the debacle there. And my Ivory Coast squad with a big win. Max Gradle with a 5th-minute goal. They hold on to a 1-0 win. So
Max Gradle, what a throwback name that is.
Love me some Max Gradle. So big win for Ivory Coast in AFCON today. Tomorrow you got Cameroon and Ethiopia. And who else?
That just doesn't seem competitive.
And Cape Verde is taking on Burkina Faso.
Cape Verde, my good friend and Union player, Jamiro Montero, is the one of the players for Cape Verde.
Nice. See, like, this is what I'm saying, man. There's links everywhere, and there's games everywhere, and the whole world plays this game. That's why it is the greatest.
And recognize that Africa has some really good players.
Oh, see, Lord Walker, he loves living in the past, and that's what Liverpool fans are already becoming, the living in the past crowd. And yeah, it was 4-0, just like the last time we played City. Before that, it was 5-0. So they already one-upped you, just like they're one-upping you in the table, and they're going to win the league, just like I predicted in the beginning of the season anyway. We all knew this, and now we're going to see what happens. We fought back, and we played them very well last time, and now we get a chance at you again. And I think we're ready.
It's exciting to see. I love the banter. And
yeah, it actually, at least it's like we have some relevancy again. Maybe we'll see. Who shows up tomorrow. Yeah,
I don't know. I just don't know. It's
yeah.
I don't want Liverpool to become public enemy number one on this show. They can't secede like Spurs and United.
No, well, I mean, come on. Spurs don't even get mentioned. I write a whole show thing, and I don't even hashtag Spurs. I don't want their viewership. I don't need their viewership. I don't even add it to that. I added everybody else that was playing today that was of importance pretty much, but they don't even get a hashtag. They get nothing.
That's why I say Spurs are trash. Not only they were playing Chelsea, going into my terrible gambling corner, I selected both teams to score, and they did not. So they did,
but it got taken away. Actually.
Right, I did see that.
Yeah.
They're dead to me now, so.
Yes.
So is West Ham. I can't stand them. They're terrible. Don't ever bet on them, ever.
Yeah, they're a tough team. They're a tough team to ride to bet. Just like Arsenal is a tough team I would never ride and bet. There's some teams that you can kind of follow. I would stay out of the Prem, honestly. I would look to like the championship. But even then, I guess you can get championship bets, right? Start betting West Brom.
I don't know if FanDuel has championship bets. They might. I try to stay away from. Well, that's not true. I did bet Comoros Island. I can't get much lower than that.
Yeah.
Lower would be like Russian table tennis. If I start doing that, just.
Yeah, you're
responsible gaming comments must be made. Yeah, Eddie, I think Senegal could win too. They're a good squad, man.
Yeah, Senegal always has an opportunity to win. When you have Sadio Mane
out there, you got a really good chance.
Yeah. Oh yeah, see, here we go. Send it.
I love this banter. I just like it.
Oh, and he's a City fan. That's
tough.
Living in the past is hilarious. The last time
you're not going to get...
Yeah, but see, I don't talk about it. I know. I don't talk about it. I don't talk about when the last time we won. That's why I don't live there. But you know what? You know what we do have, though? We still have the invincibility that you didn't have. We still have those points that you didn't get because we beat you or drew you or whatever we did to you to allow you not to get that record. So... there's some things that you can't change and you can't take away. Yes, you have been dominant of lately. Yes, we have been a giant dumpster fire. but things change.
Still
That's what
riding
people need
high.
to understand. Things
Still riding
change.
high.
And I'm living in the now, and right now we are not that far off from some of the better teams in the Premier League, and I don't even think we're at least one transfer, if not two transfer windows away from where I think Arteta really wants this team. But
you know what? I'm just gonna let y'all just go at it, and I'm just gonna sit here with my feet up and keep winning trophies. Is that cool?
yeah, and
Cool
the guy with the most recent and most relevant trophies doesn't even get to say anything.
Humble because we winning trophies. I'm sitting here with my legs up while y'all are going at it, killing each other.
Yeah,
We're about to win a League Cup again.
And then I'll get really butthurt and I'll grab some kind of piece of Byron shirt or something and put that on.
That makes that's like a comfort zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like 8 in a row league titles.
Hey, I put this back on today. I told you I was going to wear it last week, but
I'm rocking my Venezia jersey.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I need one. I really need one. Did you get anybody, or you just got straight Venezia?
I wanted to get Gianluca Busio, but the company that I got it from in China forgot to put the last name on it.
That's okay.
They shafted me. Send it. I'm a Chelsea fan.
Oh,
Cheers.
man. I made this crazy quesadilla today. It's on my healthy food kick again and just killing me.
In which way? Heartburn or more?
Yeah, I'm sitting here drinking water. No, I'm okay. It's like I'm burping in the mic, and I apologize to the fan base. You're like you can't smell it.
I'm glad we can't. What else we got going down?
Oh, how's this? I lost track of the. Oh man, it's still going. 119th minute. So we're looking at a potential shootout here in this Italian Super Cup. I don't know. Let's check it out here. Is Weston still in the game? Oh, can I get it live? No. I really want to watch it live, but then I don't want to lag my computer either. But I can't get like Serie A stuff. I can't get Italy now. Where the hell does that stream? Because I thought it was ESPN, but now ESPN only is like Bundesliga and La Liga and like English league shit.
Yeah, I thought they had Italian league. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that. No, yeah, McKinney's still in the game. So he's playing the entire 120 minutes here. He's going for it. So if this does end up in a PK situation, hopefully he will be one taking it. I would love to see if I could stream it here at the end and get some live reaction because I don't have a visible TV to me, unfortunately. But
yeah, Lautaro Martinez scored for Inter, PK 35th minute, and then if you missed it earlier, Weston McKennie got one in the 25th. Inter has 22 shots, only 5 on target compared to Juve's 8 and 2 on target. So it seems like Inter is dominating possession and shots, but of course that doesn't matter. It's what's on the scoreboard, 1-1. Looks like we're going into PKs.
It's getting awfully close.
And if you missed it, the Super Cup in Spain, Real Madrid beat Barcelona in extra time 3-2.
That was a good game. That was a really good game. As bad as Barca's been, they went toe-to-toe with Madrid in this one.
Hey, no, you could have a change of heart, Lord Walker,
Listen, I have not swayed for the most part. I've given this guy plenty.
Lord Walker came with the heat today. He's coming at you. Coming at your neck.
I'm not worried.
We shall see tomorrow.
Again,
we'll see.
We didn't have enough players available, but what didn't we do? We didn't cry about it. We went and we played the game with what we had, and we lost. You had a bunch of guys that had no chemistry on the pitch together. That's why Kieran Tierney came in 20 minutes when Nuno got a little bit of a knock, because you could just see there was no chemistry, none out there, and they needed some type of leadership and some kind of push. You're playing Charlie Patino, 18 years old, getting his first ever start in a game like that. You know, you got
alert.
Eddie Nketiah, who can't seem to put the ball in the back of the net.
We have a score alert.
Do we?
Alexis Sanchez in the 121st minute for the win for Inter. The ageless wonder, talking about Inter being a team of guys that were good, could have been good. It's a good mix, but yeah, Inter wins the Italian Super Cup 2-1. Alexis Sanchez,
wow,
20th minute winner.
And it looks like it was only going to be a minute of stoppage time. Wow, I'm going to be excited to go back and see that highlight.
Scenes.
It's a shame for McKennie. He must have played his heart out though. Played that whole game and got the goal. So good thing for U.S. soccer at the end of the day.
Yeah, and there was also Coppa Italia, little Italian Cup. Atalanta beat my said Venezia.
Yeah, you got the Italian Super Cup, and then you got Coppa Italia. You got Copas everywhere,
much, man.
It's a cornucopia of Copas. It's just
too
Copas.
Much. It's insane. I'm telling you. And if you're not paying attention, if you're like, don't follow that much soccer, you're probably like, what? Well, your head's probably spinning.
Oh yeah, just like Eddie, the Spanish Cup's being played in Saudi Arabia. It's all about money.
Of course.
That's because you got Madrid and Barca involved. When you have those two involved.
See you, Dan.
Bye, Danny. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be talking some World Cup qualifying coming up in the next couple weeks too. Mm-hmm. Got some big games coming up at the end of January, so we'll be getting into that. I'm sure we'll have some big feuds going on with Danny. While everybody else is out there as well, if you see Lord Walker, and we've been going back and forth, and he's been giving me a hard time, and as well he has, because I've been giving him a hard time in our personal texts all week. And I kind of was riling him up for the show today, so he comes strong at me, and I appreciate it. And I really am hoping that we at least show up tomorrow, or else I'm going to I'm just going to put my phone on block for like 2 days if we don't show up tomorrow. So
yeah, it's going to be some bragging rights, at least for a week until the next leg.
Yeah, and at least but like I said, even the first leg is key. The first leg is so key, especially for Anfield, going to Anfield. And after, like he said, they demolished us 4-0 last time. Like, even if you don't win, but like you lose like 2-1, that would be respectable. You can't go in there and just get smoked tomorrow. Right. So they got to show up. But everybody sees that little green Lord Walker, that little thing on there. That is because he is an A2D member. And everybody watching, you can be A2D member as well. Not only should you be liking, subscribing on YouTube and all social medias for Kicking It Stateside and A2D, so you can follow the great shows, but you become a member. It's $10 a month. It's peanuts. You get the perks. You can make appearances on the shows. For those of you that are new with us, Lord Walker pops on many times. He will be on again soon, I am sure, especially going into these 2 legs, maybe on the next show after this first game. It would be an appropriate time. Member streams, shout outs, weekly sports picks, the Money Pot podcast, which you can see often. You check it out on Sunday. You can win yourself some good money. And Willie Vegas as well will put some money in your pockets. So that's just get in, man. And then you have your nice little green name on there and your little logo. We appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
We've been saying that. There's so much going on here at A2D. Any sport that you're interested in, might not be soccer's your first sport, You got the American football playoffs coming up this weekend, wild card round. NBA's in full swing. NHL, the hockey happy hour guys doing their thing. You still got the AEW wrestling with Andy and Butters still rocking out. So
yeah,
a lot of good stuff.
It basically makes you a partial sponsor, a partial owner of the A2D family, a member of the A2D family, and you get great deals too. Like when you're with A2D and you go and big companies like Manscaped come in, and you're in there getting 20% off your Manscaped orders because you use promo code A2D. You unlock the confidence as always with the right tools with Manscaped. Like there's just so many things that are beneficial by hanging out with the A2D squad and coming back and kicking it with us. We're glad to be back on our Wednesdays. I think didn't we start on Wednesdays? We've literally done something on every day of the week, you and I.
I'm pretty sure we started 2 years ago here.
October when we started in the studio.
Years. Yeah, we started in studio at the original.
The first A2D studio.
And that, I believe, was a Tuesday night, I want to say.
It might have been a Tuesday when we first started.
Tuesday night for like an hour, and then we realized that an hour just wasn't enough. There was just so much to talk about, and we're like, let's just bump it, man. Like, we could talk forever about it. And then we did Saturdays there for a while. I'm pretty sure we even did Thursdays. Like, I'm pretty sure we've done
we've been everywhere. We've run it all. We did some private recording stuff in the beginning. Yeah, send it. Actually, we've been part of A2D for a while. We're on a 3-month hiatus. So I don't know if you're newer to A2D and you didn't see us in the beginning, but we've been all over the place. But we are back now. This is our time. Wednesdays, 4:30 to 6. Maybe 6:30 sometimes if we need to extend it. That may end up changing again as lives change, but we'll let everybody know. But we're going to avoid those hiatuses, I think, now, hopefully going forward. And no matter what, be able to find time to give you guys a show.
For now, definitely for 4:30 to 6 Wednesday nights. Let's just say that. We're not going to... I'd like to not keep switching it around. But,
I would like to never switch it again and just always be 4:30 to 6 Wednesday and be but we'll see. I'm trying to be
life and jobs can tend to get in the way. But thanks for checking us out. Send it.
Really appreciate it, man.
4:30 to 6 Eastern time, so it depends on where you're at.
And we have our own socials and stuff too, so you can check us out on Twitter, you can check us out on Facebook, Insta, all that as well. So trying to keep up with that again.
For sure. I know, like, going back to what Eddie said, he was asking about where do we think Erling Haaland is going to end up, and this, I guess, can tie into like our transfer rumors, transfers that actually have happened.
Yeah, some big names have happened.
I did see that apparently Dortmund's going to offer Haaland a new contract, and they
want they should
by the end of the month. Which, if I'm him, I have the world at my fingertips, right? I can pretty much go anywhere I want. Do you want to go to a Barcelona team that just seems like they have... I mean, where's the direction there? Not much. Would you want to go to a Real Madrid team that, has some structure still? I mean, how long is Benzema going to play for? Like, a little older, obviously. He could slide in there. But, I mean, what's like the most realistic thing for him to do? Like, I just don't see Dortmund being competitive even with him in the team to chase Bayern. So, I mean, why not just go to another league and get your chops there, and then eventually, you make your way to the Prem.
Here's my take so far on Erling Haaland with all of this, that he's still a very young and very, as when he scores a goal, unhumble and cocky as he can be, when he's just in his real everyday life, he's just a normal, humble Norwegian kid who just probably enjoys the fact that Dortmund took a shot on him and respects that fact and works hard and wants to get better and may not be ready in his own head for that pressure of a Barca or Madrid and want all that glitz and glam. I mean, he already gets enough of it. He's he's the number one guy in Norway, obviously, right now. And big time in Germany. Can't walk around without being seen when you're that big of a dude and you look kind of like Thor. But at the same time, like, it's still not that same level. You go to Madrid and now it's world. That's world. You're now owned by Arab oil money. So now you got all that pressure. You got all those people coming down on you. You got people all over the world. You got the Spanish community that all love Madrid. That it's a whole different step. It is a big, big step. And I pick him out to just be a dude that's pretty humble in what he's doing. And he likes what he's doing. And he likes the club. And he likes some of the guys that he's around. And some of the young guys that he's been building around. And I'm sure he will move at some point. But I don't think he's in too big of a hurry, and I don't blame him. I think he's playing this pretty smart right now. As long as he stays healthy, his value's not changing. It's going to stay here, and it's going to continue to rise because of his age and what he keeps doing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, at 21 years old, it's, again, why not? I don't know what the, strategy for Dortmund. Are they going to try and block Bayern for once? Like, saying, you know what, we can give you all the guys in the world. We'll give you, Louis, whatever the case may be. That's fine. But if you get, like, we're not going to let you get Haaland. I'm sorry. Like, that's when, we're going to put our foot down and say, if this happens, good luck for the next, 6 years of trying to win any more titles. You can kiss it goodbye. That's it. So, and I don't think the type of kid he is, I'm not sure he would go to Bayern. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hunch to think that he wouldn't make that switch.
I feel like I've said it in the past too, and I feel like if it ends up being anywhere, I think it's going to be Madrid. I really do. I think that he ends up making that step. Eddie, I don't disagree at all. The only question is Xavi going to get 2 to 3 years to do anything? Like, the way things are now, do you get 2 to 3 years to build anything, especially at a club like Barcelona, if they don't start really turning around? I know they've been making some moves. They're working their way back up to top 4 because I don't think the Champions League is going to allow them not to finish in the top 4 of La Liga and be kicked out of Champions League. I think there's just going to be things that happen.
Right.
Whatever. We know how that goes. You don't want to. They can't afford to Barcelona not to be in Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. But
yeah, I don't really see. I think Barca's, well, financially they're just, I guess kind of hand-tied for the time being. In Real Madrid, I mean, it'd be an easy transition from going from, Benzema, whenever he's done, who knows when that is. The guy keeps scoring goals for them.
Yeah, he had a big one today. Looked great.
Vinicius, he's young. Marco Asensio's a young kid, so
they're heading more in the right direction, I think, than Barcelona is, and I think that might be the wise move.
Right. They signed, Camavinga. They got that big signing. He was, the sought-after guy last year. They got him in. So, I mean, I agree. I think Madrid's probably the most likely. I'm with Send It. I don't see City probably making that much money. Because, I mean, he's going to go for a shit ton, right? You'd probably think over 150. 120-ish range in that. Somewhere as a transfer value, but yeah, again, I could see him playing for Real Madrid. I could definitely see him in those all white kits, just slick back, blonde hair, just streaking
with the gold of Madrid. Just
Yeah, just doing his thing.
Scoring big time goals, winning Champions League with Mbappe by his side.
And he just seems like a good guy, man.
He does. That's what I'm saying. I think he's just super
he's
just a
not
humble
too
Norwegian
cocky,
dude.
but he knows he's good, and he does these little things that are like kind of endearing. Like when he scored that one goal, I think maybe back in December on the road, he like pointed to that lady in the stands, and she was like, after he scored the one goal, like things like that, just having fun.
Like I think he just wants to, like he just wants to like hang out, wears like a flannel, like a nice like red and black lumberjack flannel. He's super simple. He's not like Ronaldo. He's not all like super fashionable. Just wants to eat some Norwegian smelts.
That's it.
Like that's it. He's like he's not about all that glitz and glam, which it'll change, I'm sure. They'll write big enough check one day.
I mean, he just wherever he
goes,
he's been scoring goals. So I mean, I'm sure that's never going to change. So whoever does eventually get him, they're going to be set for that striker position for a long time. There you go.
So his agent wants a $50 million finder's fee. That is absurd, but so.
Well, his agent's what? Mino Raiola, I believe. One of the he's like the Drew Rosenhaus of soccer, where he pretty much has everybody.
So
yes, Inter did win. Good old Alexis Sanchez in the 120th minute. Pretty much last probably kick of the game, he scores.
So we do have some actual moves that have happened.
Yes, we do.
Couple Prem moves, which Philip Coutinho makes his way back to the Prem, which should be interesting to see. I was shocked by Villa. I don't know any other way to put it. Out of all the teams where the possibilities of a guy like Coutinho could go to, if this was Villa like last year and Grealish was still there and they were making some noise, and I don't know, but at the same time, they do have Stevie Gerrard now. They have a name manager. They've been playing better. Who knows what Coutinho you're going to get as well. So that's going to be one of those signings that's going to be super hit or miss, I think.
Yeah, they are playing a lot better. It's not. I don't know. I'm not as high on Coutinho as some people are.
Yeah, I'm not a super huge Coutinho fan.
I think he's overrated. That might.
When there was talks about him coming to Arsenal, I was much in preference of Odegaard, a younger type player than a Coutinho. But
we'll see. Again, maybe he'll inject something in that lineup. I thought they outplayed United the other day.
Yeah,
got a little unlucky, but
they definitely deserve some kind of result in that game. So, who else is moving?
Hey, your boy, our boy, I guess, U.S. international Florian Balogun, the Arsenal lad, going on loan to Middlesbrough.
Yeah, that's a good move for him right now. Just wasn't an opportunity to play yet, so for him to get an opportunity at Middlesbrough, he'll get a lot of time, hopefully, in this loan agreement, if he stays healthy, and the kid can put the ball in the net. Like to see that.
Absolutely. Like I kind of mentioned in the beginning, Toronto FC, Richie Laryea, Canadian international, kind of on the rise.
Goes to Forest.
To Nottingham Forest, yeah.
Yeah, that's a big move. And Toronto making even huger moves.
Oh my God, that is
bringing in Lorenzo Insigne, and essentially the prime of the guy's career. He's not going to be available till July. Right. Which really doesn't matter anyway for Toronto. That's more in the window of the MLS season anyway, so who cares if he's, this is a monster move after Toronto finished just above Cincinnati, second from the bottom.
They had a high price, their payrolls damn high, and they still finished terribly.
Yeah, they finished terribly. They sent Dom Dwyer out for allocation over to FC Dallas, and now they make this move for Insigne. And I mean, hey, this could be the move that gets them back going again. But we've also seen these moves too, where the name is always greater than the result you end up getting on the pitch at the end of the day.
Right.
You know, even with guys that came in and did great things, even the Zlatans. Like, did it lead to the Galaxy winning titles? No. You know, like it just there were some awesome moments. There were some really fabulous goals and some highlight reels, but
Yeah, I mean, soccer's so hard to have one guy that's going to, especially in the MLS, that's going to take a guy and on your back, the team, and get him to a finals or get him to win a championship or something. It just doesn't happen.
yeah.
Again, like LAFC has a payroll again out the ass, and Carlos Vela, one of the best players in MLS, and they still can't even do shit.
It's just interesting to me that you know, a guy, he's only 30 years old. He's a big time player for the Italian international team who's coming off a European championship. To make this move, I think it's great for the league. It's awesome. I'm okay with it. I'd like to get to watch him play. Hopefully go see him in person maybe in Red Bull game.
Yeah, I'm sure. I would assume he was going to do just fine, especially at, what do you say, he's only 30.
Yeah, he's only 30 years old. He'll be 31 once this deal goes through because his birthday's in June.
Right.
So, I mean, he's got, what, 8 years now he's been with Napoli? Am I seeing that correct?
Napoli.
Or 11. He's been 11 seasons with Napoli. So he's been a Napoli guy for a long time now. He's been on the international picture for Italy for the last 8 seasons. This guy's a legit player.
Yeah, I think it's going to work out. Again, remains to be seen how Toronto actually does this season, with one guy. But
for you, that should be even more of your push to get your boy Antoine Griezmann to Philly. See, these are little stepping stones that are helping your cause.
You know what? It's you gotta get the cigar man, Jay Sugarman, to actually put up some money and go out and get a designated player and a good striker of that caliber. It's just, what's your selling point besides maybe the money to come to Philadelphia?
Yeah.
You're not going to live in Chester. You're going to have to, you're living in Philly probably, or
probably a mansion in South Jersey somewhere.
Something like that. And you're going to have to take the ride to the training facility in Chester, which is about, 25 minutes or so, half hour, depending on traffic. Do you want to do that every day? Philly I'm looking at it right now. It's a great city, but as a high price guy like Griezmann, who's got a penthouse somewhere in New York, because I've seen him at a Brooklyn Nets game before,
and that's the scary thing now with NYCFC having success, but another big joke too. I forget where they're playing it, but they have a Champions League game coming up, and it's a home game, and they're not going to be playing. It's in February. It's not at Red Bull Arena or Yankee Stadium. They're borrowing another stadium.
Yeah. I believe at LAFC's
it's crazy.
Stadium,
so they can play in the warm weather. Yeah. So, other transfer news. What else? Trippier, we talked about coming to Newcastle. My boy Maitland-Niles goes out on loan. Heavily sought after by the Great One. So he's heading off to Roma on a loan deal. with a potential to buy.
It's a good move.
Yeah. Gonzalo Perez is heading to River Plate on a loan, I guess, for the rest of the season till the MLS season fires back up. The
Yeah.
underachieving Inter Miami squad.
Yeah, I mean, they just started out pretty slow. They kind of got it going a little bit towards the end, but just too little too late.
I'm seeing a lot of these college pop-ins now too. They're like
Yeah, the
college
super draft
transfers.
was yesterday or today in
Yeah,
the MLS that nobody really cares about.
yeah, clearly. And it's the funniest thing though, because you always you look and not every team has a selection here, but if you look at the teams that did make selections, they're successful clubs. Portland, Seattle.
Some value, some don't. The Union haven't made a draft selection in like 4 years since Ernst Tanner has become the sporting director. He just
Yeah, but
values we have our academy
they
kids are
have a good
better
academy.
than
They've developed a very good
what we're going
academy.
to draft. So that's their
Absolutely.
focus. And I understand each club's different that they want to build through the draft and maybe don't have that academy luxury, but we have like 6 guys that are going to be better than anybody we would have drafted anyway. So you might as well trade those away to get some fake monopoly money that you can use, later down the road.
Yeah. Hey, you can't knock it. It's been working for you guys, so.
Very true.
And the other Aaron Ramsey, the 18-year-old Aaron Ramsey, he's on the move from Villa.
Guard.
Yeah, I was like, what? When was he on Villa?
I guess that's Jacob Ramsey's little brother. Interesting. Yeah, there's been some movement so far. I'm sure we're not done seeing some of these big moves in January. Again, there's not too many during the season usually, but
yeah,
at
if
least
anybody
permanent moves, you'll probably see a couple more loans, I'm sure. But yeah, you're not going to see too much in
the window does run till the end of the month. If anybody is for almost all the leagues, there's a little bit of stipulation on each one of them is about between interleague moves and outside of inside the own league moves. But for the most part, January 31st midnight or 11:59 p.m. is the end of this window.
Right.
So I think the only thing I see that's still on the rest of the day is Tigres versus Santos Laguna tonight at 9:00. If you want to watch some Mexican league,
okay.
Yeah, man. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing a lot today. I mean, it's
why not?
Day.
My club Tijuana is sitting at the bottom of the table to start off halfway through the season. So that's
we gotta get the Cholos going here.
Got to get the Cholos back going again here. I don't know what's happened to them, but
yeah, just one other notable thing I saw: Dennis Rodman's daughter. She's getting her first U.S. Women's National Team call up. So congrats to Trinity Rodman.
Nice. We did a nice story on her not about a year ago, I think it was.
I think it was about a year ago to the day. Yeah, I saw that memory.
She's getting that call big time. There's some changing of the guards coming with that U.S. Women's National Team, so it's good to see her getting in the mix.
Absolutely.
Oh, we never talked about. I mean, I guess we did last week because it had already happened. But the last transfer was DK to West Brom. I haven't seen him play yet for West Brom, but I guess that's probably coming this weekend.
Yeah, I would assume he'll probably be at least on the bench for West Brom's match.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I would get him and Callan Robinson right up top. I would run 2 strikers, get those guys out there. They're sitting in 4th with a chance to make some noise. They better utilize him.
They'll get into the playoff situation, I'm sure.
I hope so.
Well,
it'd be nice to see him in there.
We talked about it last week too. I mean, look at Barnsley without DK sitting in the bottom of the table.
Big dive.
So, what he did for that club was was massive, and it's a shame that couldn't work out to a long-term deal. But I hope he does well for West Brom, and West Brom's got a great chance. They like to do the old up 1 year, down the next. So maybe they'll be back. I'm sure they'll be in the mix towards the end of the year, fighting for that promotion. But yeah, it's a good move. So I'm excited to see what he's got. Obviously, another thing we mentioned last week, Ricardo Pepi got his debut for Augsburg this past weekend. Good to see the young American gets his first minutes in the Bundesliga. So that was nice to see.
Yeah, I saw Men in Blazers tweeted out. They were like, "Have you ever been more excited for an Augsburg game?" Like,
I honestly tuned in when he came on. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and now with all the streaming and the apps and all that, like the ability to do that is there, and it's great. And I think that's going to help keep growing our sport as well. So yeah, I'm gonna kind of look on certain days like, oh, if none of my teams are playing, is Augsburg playing? Let's go check Pepe out. Let's go check this guy out. So
I don't know. Did you stop living in the past?
that is good info though on the agent news. Thank you, Lord Walker, for that. That the
Lord
FIFA
Walker's
does
got
limit
that
him.
insight on
He does
the intangibles of that kind of stuff that we don't see numbers wise. I don't know. You could sell Lukaku. I'll bring Haaland into Chelsea myself. I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, I don't think you need him.
Probably not.
But
Roman does like that.
Any red card, yellow card for you? I've kept mine kind of light.
I think obviously the obvious one would be the ref today.
Yeah.
That's like a no-brainer. Like he should get like straight red, like match suspension type.
Yeah, I don't see how he can ref again in this tournament.
He can't. He
There's no
probably
way.
has like police protection in his house and hopefully having him get back to where he's from. But my God, that's a shit show in itself. Obviously, if you missed it, the African Cup of Nations game today between Mali and Tunisia, the ref blew the whistle to stop the game, mistimed it at the 85th minute, called the game. Obviously, both benches freaked the hell out. Okay, settles it down. Then he blows it again at the 89th minute-ish. Again, to stop the game. Both teams freak out, say, yo, what? We still got some time here. Like, what's the deal?
And then he should have added more extra time because all the time he took up by blowing the game dead twice. He didn't even.
And then there's just mass chaos after the game, and it's just like a royal fuck up, I guess you could say, by such a professional like ref to be doing that. Like there has to be some investigation that has to go on, you'd assume. But I guess that's a story that we'll have to keep an eye on the next couple days. Or somebody from Tunisia or Mali just offs the guy. Who knows?
Yeah, that's very possible too. So
hopefully he gets out of there safely.
Yeah, that'll be a straight red for him. I'm just going to throw one yellow out at my own guy. I'm not going to put Liverpool on blast anymore. It's fine. What's done is done. We have a game to play tomorrow. I just, we got to tread lightly. It was a big loss. Arteta's come out and said that now that, a Champions League absence shouldn't be holding up us from getting some top signings. So I want to see that things keep trending in the right direction. I want to see a competitive game tomorrow on the road in the first leg to give us a chance in the second leg when we come back on January 20th to advance to face your squad in the finals. So
yes, sir. Yeah. Of course. And good luck to the Arsenal lads and, best wishes for Liverpool as well and Lord Walker. In the first leg of that Carabao Cup going down tomorrow. What, 2:45? Yeah?
Yeah. Check it out.
yeah, I think that's probably, I get, unless you got anything else you can think
No,
of.
no, I'm good. Other than him, throwing his last shot, since I take my shots when I can at AFCON. He's right. He's right on that one.
Just an example. It's exciting. We love chaos at the end of games because
I'm
we're
sure. I'm sure
rivals.
there's just as much corruption in Cotton Bowl too. So let's just go watch Argentina and Brazil play another final. Whoopity doo.
Fair. That's a good way to end it.
His two best players are playing in the same tournament he's belittling.
Bad
So.
mouthing.
Yeah. I love you guys. We'll talk this week, I'm sure, and definitely tomorrow. So,
Yes.
all right, man.
Thank you, everybody, again for tuning in. We appreciate you guys again. Trying to, deal with our schedule changes nonstop and doing everything. But we're back. Don't worry. So, thank you again, Lord Walker, Eddie. Send it again. Thank you again for checking us out, Dan, Eddie, the other Eddie. Can't forget Eddie.
Yep, your
Brian,
buddy Terrence.
Corey, Trucks. Yes, Terrence to pop in. That was nice of him.
The whole A2D fam.
Obviously, Ritter, Greggy, Joey, of course, always nice to see him pop in. So, yeah, thank you, everybody, again. We appreciate you, more than you know. The reason why we come back is to do it for you guys, and you keep us going, and we appreciate you. So we'll see you guys again next Wednesday, 4:30, right here on A2D Radio. Again, we got a lot of good shows coming up. American football, I'm sure we got a lot of good shows and a lot of good topics to talk about with the playoffs for that. So, again, Adam, Brian, signing off. Love you guys. Take care.
Love you, man.